Hi guys, I'm actually going to talk about King K. Rool, which is a character I didn't think too highly of at the beginning, but after seeing a bit more footage, I'm starting to have a slightly higher opinion. As people know, King K. Rool is the main bad guy in the Donkey Kong series games, at least the ones I played when I was like 6, DKC 2 and 3. But his moves mainly come from Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2, and I'm going to talk about all his moves now. So his neutral B is the main attack that he has from Donkey Kong Country 2, actually. Oh, I'm assuming this is neutral B. Probably neutral B. It's a cannon. It's a 3-part move. At first, he takes out his cannon with a pirate head on. He shoots out a cannonball. The second part of the move is he sucks up anything that's within range, whether it's his own cannonball or an enemy projectile or the enemy themselves. And the third part is he tilts his cannonball upwards. He tilts his cannon upwards and then shoots it out. Based on the footage we've seen so far, that's the conclusion. Now, we don't know if he can tilt the first part of the cannon or tilt, the last part of the move. But from what we've seen so far, you can pretty much confirm those 3 things. Since the move goes straight from the cannonball shot into sucking up enemy projectiles, it seems like it's not too unsafe. It seems like it could be a decent move. At least like right when the game first comes out, it seems like it could be a decent move, and I can see people online spamming this move all the time. At high level, I don't know if it's going to be amazing or not, but I do think it'll be... I don't think it's a bad move. That's my first impression, since it doesn't seem like it has too much recovery time. It seems like if you're trying to camp him with projectiles, he'll just suck up your projectile himself, and then he'll get you back. So if you're trying to beat him by zoning projectiles, I just don't really see that being too effective, since he can just shoot a projectile at you and then suck up your own projectile. But it's also good for defense, because that means you would have to approach him anyway, right? But then you're in danger of him sucking you up, and you don't know if he can tilt his cannon or not, because that's not all explained. There's a lot of unknown variables, so we can only theory craft and just make up cool ideas as we're doing. But I feel like it'll be a decent move. His side B, I'm assuming it's his side B, is the crown throw, which is his main attack from Donkey Kong Country, the original game, because you'd actually had to wait for him to throw his crown off, and then you can jump on his head. So if he was smarter, he would just keep his crown on the whole time, but he's not smart. So his crown is basically a really laggy boomerang-like attack. It looks like it's garbage, except that, as Salem and I talked about earlier today, having a move that comes back to you seems like it couldn't be that bad. Also, an interesting thing is that the crown actually becomes a projectile on the ground after it lands. Although I don't actually think that's a good thing, because that might actually be bad for K. Rool, because then the enemy could pick it up and then throw it at him. I don't know. It's a lot of unknown stuff. But I do know it's initially laggy, so you definitely don't... I don't know if you want to throw it at point-blank range, because if you throw it out at point-blank range, they're just going to punish you. But if you throw it out from a distance, then it could maybe be decent, because even if they were to okay, block it and maybe punish you, I don't know if the crown disappears or not. It might come back and combo them anyway with the 6 damage or something. It's hard to say exactly, but I feel like that's not a move you want to use at point-blank range. Definitely not. His up B seems like a really awful move. Just looks terrible. If it has no hitbox, it's not going to be good. If it has a hitbox, it could be decent, though. It's heavily dependent on if it has a hitbox. Because right now, it reminds me of a better version of Duck Hunt Dogs up B. It basically looks like Duck Hunt Dogs up B, except it's better. It just doesn't have a hitbox at all. I'm not really sure how good this move's going to be. Or it also depends how far it goes. So if it has a great range, if it goes really high, then that means King K. Rool can just go off for YOLO off-stage Edgeguards, and then just up B back to stage for free. So if it has a lot of height, then that can make up for it for sure. But we didn't really get to see all those things. We only saw a small clip of it at one point. So it's really hard to tell what it's actually going to be when the game comes out. And as for down B, that's just a basic counter. There wasn't nothing more to say, really. You don't know the frame data, power, or anything. It's just a counter. Okay, so his other attacks. To start off, his jab, it only takes a few frames to come out. It has decent range, but we don't really know much about it. I don't think I saw any tilts, so I can't really talk about his tilts. His dash attack, as we saw off the Little Mac clip, it's a quick attack. No, sorry. It's a really laggy attack, but it has super armor. So I guess you can make a hard read and just throw it out. But it is pretty laggy. It doesn't come out that fast, and it has some end lag. So the super armor is really the redeeming quality of that move. And you didn't really get to see his smashes. At least you didn't see up smash. Forward smash is the one we definitely saw. As you, it looks like it's maybe frame 20 or something, or I don't know. It's definitely a few frames faster than Bowser's F smash. It doesn't seem too slow, and it has decent range. It seems like a solid move. Yeah, it seems solid. And down smash, I'm predicting I think it's down smash anyway. It looks like it's a stomp that puts you into the ground, as you saw at the end of one of those clips, where he just stomps and then they're put into the ground. So if you land that, you can probably combo off that. Probably. We'll see how it interacts. And his short hop goes really low. So you could do like short hop aerials, even though for some reason they made 85% of the power. But having a low short hop is actually a good thing. So because the whole point of a short hop is to like you want to throw out your move quickly and then land. So having a low short hop, I think, is personally a good thing. His aerials is his nair is like King DDD's, basically, where he has a big belly, it just gets big, and then it hits them, and then he has the frame advantage. From the video I saw where he hit Snake with it, it looked like he could combo that to jab, tilts, or grab. Definitely combo it to jab. Most likely combo to tilts or grab. That's a guess, but it looked like he had frame advantage for sure by quite a few frames on hit. His forward air is like a drop kick. It has good range, and it seems like it's strong and sends you sideways. Overall, I think that move is good, and if you land it during an edge guard, they might die in 1 or 2 hits. Back air is a really slow backslash. It did like 20 damage, but I don't know much about the move. It didn't look as good as forward air, but again, I only saw the move a single time, and then Snake exploded him with the grenade, so you couldn't really tell what its power was either. Down air, and up air, we didn't see those moves connect. Down air is a stomp that hits down, and up air is where he just flings his head and crown above him, while he just like some goofy animation that like we didn't really get to see him hit. So I can't really see how it interacts much, but you got to see the moves, but you didn't see how it interacted when it hit them. So it's just a basic down air spike and an up air that reaches straight above his head. One of the greatest things about him, I think, is his grab game. So he has a pivot grab that went really far, as you saw in the video of the Snake on the left side of the Donkey Kong stage. The pivot grab seemed like it went really far. It grabbed from quite a distance. His running speed is his dash dance game is actually pretty good, and I think it's complemented by his grab game. It reminds me of like Bowser DK's pivot grabs in like Brawl and Smash 4. And who knows, it might even be more range, because that might not necessarily have been the maximum range that we got to saw from that video of the Snake. And then you got to see his two of his throws. You got to see his up throw and his back throw. Back throw did 11 damage and sent like from a decent distance. And up throw actually did, I think it did like 16 damage or something. And then it seemed, the interesting thing is it took you to the top platform, kind of like Charizard's up throw. So if there's like a stage with a high platform that's like close to the blast zone, I could see that being really good for killing as long as the move's strong. So he might be able to get KOs, depending on how strong the move is, by grabbing you right under a high platform, or at least killing you faster from that. But again, these are just guesses. Overall, the character's really fast. I didn't expect him to be as fast as he was. His dash dance looked actually pretty decent. When you combine the dash dance game with a good, like, his running grab would probably be good, and then pivot grabs are going to be good. He seems like a faster, heavier weight. Like he's faster than I thought he'd be, just overall movement in general. Another thing I want to mention is his Final Smash is just so stupid. Like, why would you honestly have a Final Smash that's like, okay, I'm going to laugh like this and then just press a button and then shoot a giant laser at the DK Island stage? Like, why are you going to be on the DK Island? At least if really it made more sense, because if really you're just like throwing the character on the little Samus ship and then you shoot the laser beam. Okay, but like, you're not even on you're not even inside the DK Island. It's so stupid. It just made no sense to me. I saw that, I'm like, okay, at least Ridley throws you to the ship. I mean, you should have died from oxygen just from being in outer space in the first place, but you're not even on that island. Like, he's just shooting the island. He should throw you on the island first or something, so it'd make more sense. I don't know, I got mad at that. And have you guys realized that DK's kind of the bad guy for hoarding all those bananas in the first place? I don't know if you guys played Donkey Kong Country, but like, DK's hoarding bananas. They even say hoarding bananas. Banana hoard. You know bananas go bad in like a week? Those bananas are just wasted. That could be used to feed millions. No, not millions. That could be used to feed thousands of people. But the bananas are just going to go bad. They don't even say why King K. Rool stole the bananas. He could be a good guy, or he could not. We don't know. But we know DK is not so much better, if better at all, for hoarding those bananas. And that's the end of my rant.